All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is our Team Dignity. I love saying that. We actually have a team name. Team call for September 9th, 2018 at 8 p.m. And one of the main topics we're going to talk about today is overcoming the scale. Because I noticed as we closed our last challenge group, a lot of you guys were a little discouraged with not seeing the scale move, or it's staying the same, or only losing like inches. So I kind of just want to like hone in on that and talk about that a little bit more, because the scale's a bitch. Let's just put it that way. So we'll get into that here in a few minutes. Of course, first I like to start with recognition. And I'm sure as you're looking at this, you're like, holy crap, how do people have 10, 15, 17 points? So I want to take just some time to explain that and what is going to change around these. And don't think I'm being a meanie. It's just is what it's going to be. So I made notes so I can try to keep this within like 30 minutes tonight, because last time was an hour. So I don't want that to be a continuing thread. So if you see me look over, it's because I'm just trying to make sure I stay on track and don't go off on tangents, because I'm really good at doing that. So for 10 points came from 2 calls ago. I asked everybody to set goals for themselves. So where you see yourself in the next month, where you see yourself in 6 months, and then where you see yourself in a year. So good turnout on doing that, which I really appreciate everybody that did that. So what happened at the last call was we either shared those goals, or like some of you couldn't make it, so you sent it to me and then I shared it with the group through the recording. And if you sent it to me, you got 10 points towards your recognition. If you allowed me to present, or made it onto the call last Sunday and shared yourself, you get a cute little headband, which I got them. So I'll just hold them up real quick. They're really cute and they're really, 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 really soft. So I have a few of them. They're a little different, and I'll be sending those out, or if I work with you, you'll be getting them. So like Courtney and Erica, I work with you guys, so I'll bring them tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody taking time to do that. And if you haven't yet, I suggest you do it. Setting goals will not only get you 10 points and catch you up to everybody else, but it will, it's just good to have goals for yourself. Like, you should have short-term goals and long-term goals. You should have a goal within this challenge group, like for this month, like what do you want to accomplish? You should have a goal for that. And it doesn't have to be just health and fitness. It can be as simple as, you know, you just want to feel better about yourself. I know Courtney gave me permission to say this last time, so I'll just repeat it again. Courtney is looking to, get pregnant here in the near future. So that was like one of her goals too. And that's a good goal to have if she wants to lose the weight in order to maintain for a healthy pregnancy and a healthy delivery and postpartum too. So those are good goals. They just don't all have to be driven around health and fitness. So, and another thing about these numbers too today, I am, for sake of like me and my time, come Sunday morning at 9 a.m. is when I'm going to be done counting for the week. So in here, this reflects from the moment that this challenge group started up until Saturday. So if you posted anytime after 9 a.m. today on the week, or posted for Sunday today, that's not counted in this total. It's just going to make it easier for me to like get the presentation ready and focus on the content other than counting recognition points. And also, if by this call you have not commented on the week, you can still comment, but I'm not going to count it towards recognition. And I'm not doing that to be a meanie. I mean, I kind of am. I kind of am. Let's just be honest here. I'd be real with you guys, right? Those that are participating on a daily basis, or like a bi-daily basis, because I know days get busy and crazy. So as long as you're like continuously participating, you earn those points, right? I mean, you're involved every day. You're checking in with the team, with the other challengers. You're actively involved. You're taking your health and fitness as a priority, and you're making it a priority to show up for the other teammates and the other girls in the challenge group too. So I definitely feel you really earn those points for participating every day. So in short, by Sunday 9 a.m. is the points that will be reflected here. And then if you have not posted for the whole week by this time right now, you don't get a point for that. It's just the way it's going to be. If you have any questions about that, you can either ask now or think about it later and then message me if it doesn't make any sense, because I'll gladly explain again. Sometimes showing an example sometimes helps, but that's just the way recognition points are going to be. And of course, it's still going to continue if you take the time to attend the call. You'll still get your 1 point. So that's about recognition posts. So good job to myself, Kristen, Amber Bumberger, Courtney Baker, Erica, Annette, and then Amber Z. You guys are the ones that have been actively participating. I'm not quite sure everybody else went. They must have fell off the map, but that's okay. I'm sure they'll jump back on. I have inquiries out to them to get them back in the game, but again, if you guys are all making it a priority for yourself to be here, so that's greatly appreciated, and I really love your guys' support through all this. So you're probably gonna get tired of me, oops, it's kind of cutting off Jericho's face, but you guys are probably gonna get tired of me talking about this until the event, because I'm gonna bring it up every single time. I know some of you have already gotten back to me and said that you're unable to attend this because of work schedules or other obligations. That is perfectly fine. Don't feel that you have to attend this Super Saturday event. You don't, like, it's not, like, obviously it's not required, like, I'm not gonna make you go, but I'm gonna start going to these. They have them every like 3 or 4 months. I haven't really paid attention too much till this one. The closest one to us is always gonna be in Pittsburgh, unfortunately, but so it's a little bit of a drive, but not too far. But this event is going to take place on the 20th, and really what it is it's just a good opportunity to, like, for us to get together for one, because I want to start doing more things like that, like try this together. They're not always going to be workout related, so don't, like, think, oh my god, every time we go with Stephanie, I'm going to work out. That's not true. Because it's more than just the fitness piece of it, it's bonding. But anyway, this event's going to take place on the 20th of October, and it's a Beachbody corporate event. So corporate will actually be there and talk to us about what Beachbody is, like what all it really offers its customers, and what opportunities it can open up for coaches too. So it kind of like gives you the whole broad spectrum of what Beachbody is, because I don't think a lot of people really realize what it is. Like, it's really a community, it's really a family, more outside of just the workouts and drinking Shakeology. But then also you get to work out with Jericho McMatthews, which that's who that is. And she is the founder of Core to Force, which is a program I'm actually going to be doing next once I finish Lift 4. But she's really awesome. She's really a down-to-earth person. So if it's something you'd be interested in going to, you know, just either message me in the group or private message me. I at least want to know who's all going to be attending by the end of this month, by the 30th. Just so I can plan, like, because I'm planning on leaving Friday evening, because registrations, if you can see on here, is at 6:45 in the morning, so I don't feel like driving down Saturday morning. But depending on where you're located geographically, like, if our paths cross, I don't mind meeting you to, like, pick you up and take you there, or making arrangements for all of us to ride together. It is going to be $23.16, and I did look online, and you do have to purchase them in advance. But again, if it's something you're interested in doing, I was going to create a group chat with all of us, then we can get our tickets and then plan, like, where to meet, where we're going to be leaving, and things like that. And then my thought is, if we got enough people to go, we would split a hotel room. I would certainly drive, so you don't have to worry about gas. And then I plan on taking the team that went with me out to eat Friday. So really, you just have to split your hotel, get somewhere to meet me, and then pay for your ticket. So I just think it'd be something fun to attend. So if it's something you're interested in, just shoot me a message, and I'll create a group message, and we can, like, work out details more. So now getting into our topic of tonight, which is the freaking dreaded scale, which you, like me, probably flip and hate, because I hate the scale. I hate it last meal time. Whoops. Sorry about that. So there, first step is to know and understand the scale's a liar. She's a bitch. She doesn't tell you that you've gained muscle. She doesn't tell you that you've lost inches. She doesn't tell you that your clothes are fitting better. The scale doesn't tell you that your mindset has changed and you feel better mentally. It doesn't tell you any of that stuff. It just gives you this number that we never will like. We never like it, and we probably never will, because it's never going to reflect really how you feel. So I kind of just want to start by saying that. I know I stressed this in the beginning with everybody, that pictures are worth 1,000 words. I mean, like I said, there's going to be times where your weight's going to plateau, but, you know, taking those before and after pictures are going to show you visually how much your body has actually changed. Because sometimes it may be just a little bit in, like, maybe a back muscle you've never seen before. I know through doing Lift 4, that's something I've experienced, like muscles I didn't even know I had, or that I even thought I could have. So pictures show you that. Pictures show, you know, your thigh gap decreasing, or you have ankles now, or you have, like, bones in your hands. And for the longest time, like, I could never see the bones in my hands because I was always that heavy before. So, like, that's always kind of cool. Collarbones, like, I know that's another thing. I'm like, I don't have collarbones. Yeah, you do. So just pictures show, like, little changes like that the scale is not going to tell you. Also, taking your measurements, that's another thing where you're going to see inches gone, but that scale may not move. Those inches, which I know you probably know this, but I'm just going to reiterate the point because sometimes it's good. When you lose inches, but the scale doesn't move, you have just replaced your fat with muscle. So muscle takes up less space, girls, right? Muscle takes up less space, but it's denser, it's heavier. Fat takes up a lot of space, but doesn't weigh anything. Like, have you ever seen, like, I should have put that on here, but the picture of like a pound of fat versus a pound of muscle, like a pound of fat's like huge, and then a pound of muscle is like really teeny tiny. So, but it's gonna weigh more. So it just takes up more space versus not. So just because that scale's not moving, you've lost inches, you're building muscle. And that should be a victory words that you should celebrate. Like, losing inches is just as good as losing pounds. So kind of like start switching your mindset to think of that. Another thing is you need to understand the process. I know I've explained this to you guys when you started, that this is a lifestyle shift. This is not a quick fix diet, and if you're looking for that, you came to the wrong place. That's not how it works here. That's not how you get healthy weight loss either. So it's not, I mean, I always think of it this way too, like, it took you this long to get to this point of like, because I've been there too, so don't take this like I'm singling anybody out, because I've been at this point too, where like you've gained all this weight over this period of time for whatever reasons. It's going to take just as long to get it back off. So you have to understand, that's why having those short-term goals too, short-term realistic goals are good too, because then you can check them, not like check off the box, but it feels good to accomplish things and check off that box. So that's why I emphasize having those goals, and then that helps you understand the process. Like, this is where I'm going to be from here and here. And if you're not to that point, that's where you and I need to sit down and like look at, okay, well, what are you eating? What are your exercise regimens like? What's happening on in like your personal life? Because believe it or not, things like that happen. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again, like always, what we converse between each other doesn't leave us. If it's something that I would like to share with the group, I will ask you before I do it. And usually 9 times out of 10 will make you anonymous if you're not, don't want your name attached to it, but you don't mind sharing like your feelings or whatever with the team. Like, I'm not going to do anything behind your back. One thing I've learned through this journey is tracking what you eat. I have never thought I'd ever say this, because I always thought people that would say like bread makes me feel bloated or dairy makes me bloated, whatever, or kind of full of shit. But no, it's true. Like, through this, I've learned how food affects my body. So in tracking what I eat, that has helped me learn, like, okay, if I eat, I'll just use a prime example. I used to eat or drink milk before I'd go to bed because I used to have acid reflux really bad. I can't do that anymore without literally gaining 1.5 pounds the next morning. Like, I swear to God, I must bloat up that bad that that's what happens. So of course that's like a mind game. So then I've learned, don't drink dairy before bed. That's just like one little example I can think of. So that's why tracking your food is important, just so you can learn how your body reacts, and if we need to try a new food or completely eliminate that specific food out of your diet. So no scale victories. Hold on. Again, I want to make sure I stay on track this time. I have so far. Okay. So of course, no scale victories. Again, this is focusing on those little wins, like losing inches, receiving compliments from like a significant other or somebody else, or, just focusing literally how far you've come. Like the fact that most of you now have made it through 2 challenge group. Well, wait, am I saying that right? Yeah. You've made it through 2 challenge groups, you're into your 3rd. That says something too, like you have started something and you haven't quit, you've kept going, which is fantastic. Which I know there are trying times where you're like, again, the scale's not moving, I'm not seeing the progress I wanted, yada, yada, yada. But again, like, look back and focus on those like untangible like items, like things you can't like really see, I guess, or touch. Like, again, the compliments, losing inches, your increase in energy. Hopefully some of you have noticed that now. I think you should have. There are going to be some days where you're tired more than others, but that's just life, and unfortunately that's just what happens. Your mood should have been starting to improve. You should be starting to feel more confident about yourself, a little bit better about yourself, because your body is going through changes as you've gone through this. And you need to acknowledge that. And I'm pretty sure, at least for me, like ever since I started, my digestion is way better. Also focus on like the daily things, like, were you able to bump up your weights this time? Were you able to do, more push-ups on your toes than you could a week before? Like, focus on the short-term things too, like even on a day-to-day basis. Did you get 3 workouts in this week instead of 2? Like, regardless of like there's no such thing as like moving too slow in this. Just the fact that you're starting and you're at least getting like 1 or 2 workouts in a week, or 3 or 4 workouts in a week, 5 or 6, or working every day, whatever your personal goal is, as long as you're sticking to it. But again, that's a whole point of like the planning each week, planning out your meals, planning out your workouts. If that's an area that you're struggling in and would like some help, you know where to find me. I'm always here, willing to help. But planning that out will help you stay on track because you know what's to come each day. And at least that's one thing you don't have to worry about. So just actually like sticking to your meal plan that day, that's a freaking no scale victory. Like, you know, just like the quote says off here to the side, remember, this scale is not the only measure of success. You get your water goal that day. Fucking celebrate, you hit your water goal. You, again, stuck to your meal plan, celebrate that. You got your workout in today, celebrate that. You survived the day and made it home. Celebrate that. Like, celebrate every little tiny thing, whatever it takes to, like, keep your morale up. Oh, and of course, I forgot to mention, clothes don't lie either. So if your clothes are fitting better, then you're definitely losing inches too. So I have on here about to share some no-scale victories. I'll start with sharing some of mine first. So I am in week, what am I in? Oh my gosh, I'm starting the last week of lift 4. I never thought in a million years I would be lifting 30-pound weights with my chest or my legs or my arms, ever. I can't do bicep curls with 30 pounds, so I don't think I'm Hercules or anything. I can only do like 15s, but still, like, if I look back, I would go out of the bedroom, which is where I normally sit, but the kids will attack me and I'll never get back in here. But I will show you my little chart because Joel Freeman has a little chart sheet from each week and then each workout. And like I literally started with like 8s and 10s, some 15s, maybe like a little bit of 20s for the legs, but that was it. Like it was really, really low. So like the fact that like I look back now and I see that, that's awesome to me. So that's like a no-scale victory for me. I have gained, are you ready for this, guys? I have gained 2 pounds since starting lift 4. Talk about mind-blowing, because I don't feel like I've gained 2 pounds. But again, it's muscle. So I'm actually excited next week to do my measurements just to see like what they look like. But talk about a freaking mind game whenever you jump on the scale and you're like, oh my God, what the heck is happening? But it happens. So again, you have to embrace it. And if you're not happy with it, do some things to change it. My next workout that I'm programming to be doing is all strictly cardio. I'm doing core to force. So I'll lose that back down, but then I'm wondering what's going to happen with my muscle. So I guess we'll find out. So another one for me is dinner and done. Last week, I did really well with like having dinner and no snack afterwards because I don't put in a snack for after dinner, so I shouldn't have one. So I did really well with doing that last week, and then I also did really well with getting my butt up in the morning and getting my workout in the morning. So that was something I was pretty excited about. So again, those are some no scale victories, even though I did mention the scale, but it's because it went up and not in a down way like we would like it to. So if anybody else has anything they'd like to share, they can unmute themselves and share with the group. If not, that's fine too. It's up to you guys. I'm not going to force you to do it.
I'll share one or two.
Yay! Thanks, Kristen.
I guess one of my big ones is the out to eat, the dinner thing. Both me and my husband have been working pretty hard and trying not to do that near as much. Before we go out to eat, literally every single night of the week was an out to eat night. So the last couple weeks we've been trying really hard not to do that. And I think we've been doing rather well. It's definitely not perfect, but we're to the point now where it's maybe like 1 or 2 nights a week, including the weekends, and not 7 days straight of going out to eat. So I think that's super helpful. And honestly, I've been going out to eat, and then sometimes like if I do go out like with my coworkers at lunch or something, I feel kind of crappy afterward. I'm like, ugh, I wish I would have just packed something to eat because I would have probably felt a little bit better. So just that one. And I think mindset-wise, just the group in general has been super helpful. And I think that's a victory for me in itself because, you know, if you don't have people to help you get down on yourself, and for me, I just stop, and I haven't stopped yet. So I'm content with that.
Yay! No, that is great. And I'm glad you actually did mention that about like you not eating out, because I do know that was a big struggle for you. And I mean, I don't want to say I've known you my whole life, Kristen, but I've known you long enough. I do know your personality. So I'm really glad too that the group is helping with your mindset too. I mean, like that makes me really good just to hear that, because I mean, I know it's not me just doing that. It's the other coaches within our challenge group too, and it's like the rest of the challengers. It's not definitely not just me, so I'm not taking credit for that by any means. But it just feels good to hear that, because that is like, as a coach, that's like our main mission. Because really, if your mindset's right and you're thinking well, like the rest of it kind of just like falls into place, so to speak. And if you have that support system, it just all works. Like it brings it full circle, or at least to me, that's what's helped me stick with it, is the community, not, because working out sucks sometimes. Like 90% of the time. I don't want to do it. Like sometimes I'm doing it, I'm like, oh my God, Joel Freeman, shut up. But then I feel good afterwards. So, but no, great. Thanks, Kristen. That's really good.
I think mine's kind of like similar with the accountability. Like I was struggling with like cleaning off, like eating well, but then like the kids' plates, just like as I was cleaning up, picking off their stuff, because it's like the mentality I grew up with is you don't waste. And so I'm trying not to make my kids eat till they're full, because it's just, I don't want them to feel like they have to eat everything. But anyways, and it was nice hearing, I think it was Randy, which is like something that she struggles with too with kids. So it's like, it is good, like the community to help you. And I've, ever since then, I haven't done it. So I'm like, it's good just to have somebody else that, you know, has been through the same struggle and has the same struggle. So yeah. And the other non-scale victory for sure has been like running. Like I used to run, I mean, not wonderfully at all, but it's like getting back into that, like my endurance has really increased. And it's just exciting that I'm like, I wouldn't have been able to walk a mile and now I'm running. So it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Randy, she is another one of the coaches too, and she's phenomenal. Like, I love her. Like she lives in Nebraska, in case nobody like knew that, or like I think she said that in one of her introduction posts, but like she lives in Nebraska, so it's like I tell her all the time, like, I wish you were so much closer to me. I would totally bring you like a bottle of wine and we drink it. Like,
right. Yeah.
Like she's awesome. So it's just crazy like how we're like meeting different people too, and like you said, we're going through the same exact struggles as we are, because like, you know, you and I, we're parents. Randy is a parent.
Yeah.
You two could probably relate a lot, because she's a stay-at-home mom too. So yeah, it's just nice to have like that community. And your freaking running is phenomenal. Like I did that run the one day. That's the last day I ran, by the way, just so you know. This sucks. This is not fun.
I'm finding it's like my thing, which is good. I finally like, it's like I crave it, and it feels so good to start out my day that way. So yeah, I'm excited to finally find something. I mean, I like working out, but I hate cardio, but running is different for me. I don't know. It's just like,
no.
So I'm happy for it. I found it.
That's awesome. Yeah, you do want to like crave it, which is good. Like I like hearing you say that. That's actually really good. But sometimes I'm sure, yeah, because it's true. Like you know how you're gonna feel afterwards too, and I think that like helps you push through it. At least it does me. Like I know I'm gonna feel like really good after this, and like it's great. Like that feeling, that adrenaline rush, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Sometimes I get tired of talking, so it's nice to hear somebody else talk. Okay, Erica, if you don't have anything, which is perfectly fine. If not, I'm going to go ahead. If you don't, that's fine. Yay, nay. Erica. If not, it's cool. It's fine. No worries. I just didn't want to move on and like you'd be like, wait a second, I want to say something. Okay, so that's I thought that's all I had. Hold on, what does this say? Sorry, I totally forgot about this one. Oh yeah, so I guess I did kind of already talk about this, about focusing on like your goals, your short term and your long term. Again, if you're watching this or if you're on the call and you haven't done your 1 month, 6 month, 12 month goal, it's not too late to get that to me. It's always something good, and I think I'm going to encourage everybody to do that each month, just as a starting point, because like your 6 month, 12 month goal may never change. I shouldn't say may never. It may not change right away, but your month goal will probably change. So, and again, like I said, celebrate those accomplishments, big or small, and then always track your progress, which I think most of us are doing with, like as you like start a program, do your before and afters, and then do them at the end too. And by the way, speaking of that, someone in my coach Liberate, in my team Liberate, which is my coach's team, said that they're not doing the challenge group t-shirts anymore, which I don't know if you don't know what that is, just let me explain it to you real quickly. Like Beachbody, when you do before photos and measurements and after photos and measurements after you finish your program, you used to be able to submit that to Team Beachbody Challenge, and they would send you like an exclusive like 21-day fixed shirt or T25 shirt that you could only get if you completed the program and submitted those. Well, someone messaged earlier, nobody responded back. I heard my phone ding earlier and I thought that's what it was. But nobody's responded back yet. But someone has said that they heard that they're not doing that anymore. And I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? I always look forward to that shirt at the end. So I'll keep posting on that because that's kind of bummed if they don't do that, because it was like literally like nobody else could get this shirt. So you saw other people with it on, you knew that they completed the program, which was kind of cool, but it's kind of bummed out about that. So I hope it's not true. So that's all I have for that. But one quick thing before we go, I think I have to stop sharing and then reshare again. I know, stop yelling at me. I had some designs, which I'm going to share with the group too, but that I have narrowed down to 4 because I'm like the most indecisive person in the world when it comes to this, apparently. And this is just like the font. I mean, here, let me just unmute everybody so we can actually talk about them. Unmute all. Okay. So like, these are the 4 like font wise that I have narrowed it down to. I have no clue what colors yet, so I'm like, we're gonna tackle one thing and do font first. So I'm gonna send it to the group too.
Mercy, Lucy, hush. Sorry.
It's okay.
Lucy.
It's not
New dog.
It's the dogs.
Yes, the dogs.
So we have A and B. I wanted to try to make it so I could fit them all, but I guess I can't do that. Can I put 4 on a page? That's not what I wanted to do. 4 on a page. 4 on a page. 4 on a page. Not 2 on a page. Oh my gosh, I swear I'm not this computer illiterate. Okay, forget it. So we have A, B, and then C and D. So I'm not sure which one I want to go with yet. I mean, I'll have to decide yet, but I'd like everybody's input too on what they think would look cool. And then I figure once we figured out a font, I would like narrow down a font, even with 1 or 2. Then I would like try to do color schemes. I have no idea what color scheme I want to do either. I mean, we're all going to be women anyway on this team, so it can be girly colors. But I just haven't decided.
That's the important thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think they all look fantastic.
No, I don't know which one to pick. I don't know if that's a problem. Seriously. So indecisive. But I'm at least gonna post this on in our team chat. And just a heads up too, I'm almost done with our Facebook group page. That's just gonna be for our team. So now we mostly communicate through Messenger, and I feel like a lot of things kind of get lost in there. And besides, I want to start sharing more like different like meal plans and different recipes and stuff like that with you guys too. And because one thing I started offering like new people to join with us is
Perfect.
Meal plans, and then some recipes that reflect those meal plans, and then like kind of the start of a grocery list, because I know that's something that some people struggle with. And I thought it'd be great to kind of like share that stuff with you guys too, but I didn't want to try to do it all into a message, so I'm trying to do a group page on Facebook for us, and then I'm going to work on like a website too, but the website's to come, focusing on the group. But really the last piece I need is just to figure out what type of logo we're going to go with, and then it's ready to go. I have everything else already in. So yeah, that's that. And then too, I want everybody to start thinking about other topics you'd like to hear about, other information you'd like to hear about or learn about too. And then give me your feedback on that, because I'm kind of to the point that I'm like, I don't want to start reiterating the same things all over again, and I'd like it to be something different and new that you guys would like to learn about or hear about. Like, it can be anything. If you want to hear like other people's maybe success stories or anything like that, really it's like kind of endless in what you get to hear or learn about. So we start thinking about that. I do have a topic for the next call that I'm working on, but then after that, it's going to kind of be, what do you guys want to hear about? That way we're not repeating the same things like over and over and over again. So in the meantime, how we decide logos, be on the lookout for our page, which I'm hoping to get up this week. Hopefully, once we get this all decided. So by the weekend, it should definitely be up and going. And then topics that you'd like to hear about for future calls. So that's all I have. Unless you guys have any questions or anything. Stop sharing here.
I'm good.
Yay. So all the other like really cool coaches do this, and I have not done this at all. We all, okay, I think I look a mess. All you guys look fine, but everybody, they always do like a little picture. Can I take her picture? Will you all be offended if I take her picture? At least I'm telling you before, like.
Well, Murphy's joining.
Murphy! Aw.
Oh, he's bad.
All right. Yeah, all the other cool coaches do it, and I'm like, I've never done that before. I'm like, maybe I should do that. Guess it's for memory purposes, right? I don't know. But they all do it, so why not? I want to be cool like them. Okay.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, and we cheese. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Got you guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll post a recording, and I'll talk to you all next week. If you have any questions on anything, don't be afraid to reach out. If you need help with anything, don't be afraid to reach out. And all you girls that participated last week, you get these, so I'll be handing them out. So have a good night, and have a kick-ass week, ladies. I'll talk to you later.
Too.
Bye.
Bye.